Hello, everyone. I'm going to begin here. I won the die roll. That's fortunate. And this looks like an excellent hand. If someone saw this hand, they would think I'm playing Splinter Twin or maybe a control deck, but it looks like I'm playing a great deck here. This is pretty much one of the best hands I could envision because it's all good cards and it is perfect on the early turns of the game. I have Serum Visions to set me up and an island to cast it. And then I have Sulphur Falls that comes into play untapped along with a Remand to deal with their next play. If they do have something on turn 2, if not, I could use it on turn 3. But either way, I have a turn 3 play and Electrolyze to potentially remove a creature. And I have Cryptic Command higher up the curve if I can hit a land. Which, given all of the card draw I have, notice that all of these cards say draw a card. I'm going to draw through my deck, hit my combo pieces, and win. So this is a snap keep. Serum Visions. Giga Drowse against an unknown opponent with a hand like mine is not good, so that's going to go on the bottom. And Misty Rainforest is alright, but I really don't want lands here. I do want blue for Cryptic, but it's not important I get it quickly. I'm going to draw an island eventually, some blue source. And I have another land drop in Lighthouse, and I can even use Lighthouse on turn 4. Discarding another Lighthouse, possibly. So, this is going to go on the bottom. And I'll pass it back. Really, with this much interaction, I'm just looking for Possibility Storm, Teleria West, and other high-impact cards. Like Remand, I could keep. So looks like he's playing blue Tron, maybe blue-white, probably Monoblue. Potentially some sort of weird other deck, but we'll see. So here, Sulphur Falls, and then passing with Izzet Charm up seems awesome. I could counter something. I don't think I'm going to ever dig in this situation. Dig for more cards. Lighthouse is more efficient for that. And Izzet Charm is valuable for countering things, so I'll keep that. Like countering Thirst for Knowledge would be sweet. I'll just draw a card here. And I'll play the island, and I'll leave the 2 Lighthouse back. He's going to search. And there's no reason for me to cast Electrolyze here. Well, there could be. There's not much he could play that I care about. Really only Thirst for Knowledge. And I don't really want to get my Electrolyzed condescended. This is, I imagine, a tougher match. Tron is probably pretty good against a deck like mine. If he gets more mana, it's going to be tough for me. So maybe I just aggressively Electrolyze him. But then again, he could play like Treasure Mage, and then I want that Electrolyze, or Remand would be good. I'm just going to wait. I could use that Electrolyze later. And really with Desolate Lighthouse, I don't need to dig. I could even pitch the Electrolyze. So I'm just going to play it cool. All right, nothing from him. And I can play my Lighthouse now and start digging. So he's going to play Thirst, and I'm going to be quick to cast Izzet Charm. And go to his turn with Remand up. He doesn't have Tron. If he hits it, he can play Wormcoil Engine, Sundering Titan. That Tron Mindslaver is actually the biggest threat. That deck doesn't actually play Karn, which is nice for me. He probably plays one Oblivion Stone, which is pretty good against me, I suppose. He just has an Aboro, which is boring. And I draw Emrakul, so I don't want that. That's going to get pitched. And I could play Island, or I could play another Lighthouse. I kind of want another red land, so I want to get rid of that island and find another red land. So I'm going to play the Lighthouse, and maybe even start digging twice a turn in a little bit. So this looks cool. I'll get rid of the Emrakul and then the island, though. It's possible I could just get 15 lands. But I don't think the game will go that long when he has Tron. And if given that much time, I might be able to find Emrakul again. I'll just get rid of it. Solemn. I'll remand that. Electrolyze him. Maybe Mize a red land and a Possibility Storm right now. And at the very least, he's probably going to cast that Solemn again next turn if he doesn't Mize a Tron land. So electrolyze him. Dig some more. Repeal. That seems pretty poor. Alright, sleight of hand. I could have also cast Cryptic Command on the Solemn. I could have bounced Urza's Power Plant. That might have been a decent play, actually. So, Teleria West and the Possibility Storm, that's kind of interesting. I want them both. I can't have them. So I think it's best to get the Storm here because I might need to push some through counter spells and I'm going to need many. Whereas Teleria West, I just need once for the one Memnite. So I'll take the Storm here. And I'm going to play the island and pass it. So he hits tower. So at least the Cryptic Command in my hand looks decent. He casts Wormcoil. I'll just use the command. And hopefully he doesn't have a counter spell. He probably does. So then hopefully I can draw a mountain, land the Storm, and then get there. I actually could hit a land and just repeal the Wormcoil, which is pretty nice too. But really, Wormcoil Engine is not a huge threat. It obviously is a huge threat. It's going to kill me in a few turns, but it doesn't lock me out of the game or do anything. It doesn't win him the game. It just really just taps him out and gives me possibility of comboing. He certainly doesn't know what I'm playing, though. If you look at my graveyard, I just have real spells here. Okay, I hit Cascade Bluffs. I unfortunately do not have the combo, but I can land the Storm. And then I'll repeal the Wormcoil and go for the Storm, I guess. I could also just bounce the Wormcoil here. But then he'll just replay it with 6 mana. And he'll probably counter my Storm next turn, which is not good. I think I just need to land the storm and just get wild. Repealing it doesn't look bad. If he has Mindslaver, it's going to be rough either way. If he has Sundering Titan, it's not a big deal. Platinum Angel is not a big deal at all. And there's no way I can play around Mindslaver here. I guess if he doesn't have a land, I could Is It Charm it and buy myself a turn. If I cast Possibility Storm, the Is It Charm will get stormed away. So that doesn't deal with... well, actually, if I play the Storm and he plays Mindslaver, he has to storm it. Okay, so I'm just going to play the Storm and just get there. I have Is It Charm and Repeal to dig. And if I hit Teleria West or Memnite, I'll win the game. So... yeah, this turns off Mindslaver to some degree. He could hit another one with the one Mindslaver, but I guess that is a point. He might only have one Mindslaver. So, yeah, resolving the storm here has to be correct. All right. Let's do it. And this is actually pretty exciting. And... if it resolves and I cast Is It Charm, let me check the deck editor. So I'll exile an instant. So I'm either going to get a Charm or a Remand. So I should wait and try to hit a Remand. Or I'll hit a Bolt. Or I'll hit a Gigadrouse. Or I'll hit Electrolyze. Or I'll hit Cryptic. Or I could hit Condescend. So it's likely that I'll hit... more likely I'll hit Remand, Charm, or Bolt. There's really no reason to use it on my turn. So I'll pass it here. Okay, he casts Thirst. Hopefully he'll just flip into a counterspell. He hits Condescend, so that's dead. I could have used Is It Charm and tried to hit something for value. But I could use Is It Charm at any time. And I think it's more likely he'll cast another spell this turn that's relevant. And I should maybe save Is It Charmed so I could try to hit a counter spell for that. And I do have a couple turns to win. I guess I don't want to go too low in life, though. So I can afford to wait one more turn. And I can actually repeal the Worm Coil and flip a Storm if I would like to. I could also use Desolate Lighthouse. I could use Lighthouse twice. I think that's best. Not to mess around with the other spells. I'll pitch Emrakul here. I'll play the land and pass it. So we'll see what he gets. And let's take a look at the deck editor. 2 Giga Drows, 3 Bolt are dead. Remand is fine. Izzet Charm is fine. There's 2 Remands, 5, 1 Electrolyze, 6, 1 Cryptic, 7, 2 Condescent, 8, 9. Those are also dead. So 7 and 7. It's better for me to just use Lighthouse here than using these spells, I think. I could use Remand and Izzet Charm and get 2 shots at it. But in the end, at best, that's going to get me an Izzet Charm, a Dig 2. It's most likely just going to get me 1 card or a dead effect. Giga Drows isn't completely dead. It does buy me time. So that turns the odds a little bit. With Condescend, I can get a Scry, which might actually be better. Okay, I'm actually going to use these spells then. I'm going to gamble a little bit. Suppose I can get the Mountain. And I'll cast Remand. Electrolyze, sure. I'll get a card. So that worked out already. And now I get a free roll with the Izzet Charm. Hit Emrakul, that's awkward. And now I'll cast Izzet Charm. And I hit another Electrolyze. Oh, actually, I shuffled my deck, so those odds were a little different. Those odds are actually better than I calculated earlier. And I hit Izzet Charm. Okay, so I'm going to go to 7. Then I'll be able to afford 1 more hit. He has Oblivion Stone. Hopefully he flips into nothing. He does. He hits Talisman. So it's kind of important I hit my Emrakul this turn, because if I don't, I can attack him and he'll just sack Wormcoil and kill me. I'm going to use Izzet Charm to deal 2. Well, actually, not in response to a spell that's kind of weak. I need to just dig here with the Lighthouse. Okay, I'm going to go for something with Repeal. Maybe I can hit Cryptic Command. Giga Drows. So that punished me. I assumed he was going to sack the map end of turn, so I wouldn't get the opportunity. That's why I did it on my main phase. Alright, so I'll keep that Scalding Tarn back, and I'll pass it, and I'll use it as a charm on his turn. It's not looking great at this point. Maybe I did that a little too aggressively. Pay 0. Sure. Because now he got to fire off Condescend. He kept one of them. But he's sacking, okay. So he did that wrong. So didn't get punished for that. He gets Tech Edge. That doesn't really do anything. So I could have used Is It Charm on his Condescend to flip. That might have been better. Because I might not get an opportunity now, actually. Because now there's no spell on the stack, so Remand's worse. Okay, so he hits an irrelevant land. Hopefully he casts a spell here before he attacks. He casts Thirst. Oh, he didn't have anything else to hit. So I didn't get an opportunity to use Charm. Well, that's just really upsetting, so I should have used it on his Thirst originally. Alright, I'll use the Charm now. I'll draw 2, discard 2. I reveal Remand, unfortunately. And I'll go to 1 life. And I hit the second Ember Cruel and I die. Now I can't even win if I hit the Memnite because I have nothing to get. I could shuffle it back in actually, so never mind. Alright, well, I could hit Memnite. Nope. So I'll scoop this one up and see if we can get him in the next 2. So Tech Edge is obviously in. Counterflux is in. Pact of Negation is in. Negate is in. You know Compulsive Research is in. Shatterstorm is out. It doesn't do enough. Lightning Bolt is out for sure. Gigadrouse is awesome. Electrolyze is out. And then I think Repeal is out as well. It's decent. I think Is It Charm is better. It's pretty good as a counterspell here. And it turns out that digging is pretty important. This deck doesn't have much raw card draw, and that digging of Is It Charm is relevant. Alright, so I'll run this down. Condescend clearly isn't awesome, but early in the game it's pretty decent. It's better than the alternatives. Alright, so I got the combo, mana, even Serum Vision, Cryptic. This is awesome. This is a slam dunk hand. I can even play Teleria West as a land. I'll be casting Serum Visions next turn. I can use Cascade Bluffs to make blue and then cast Serum Visions in case that I draw another Serum Visions. Though I could also draw a Steam Vents or a Fetch Land. That would make that play worse. I think I'll just use the Serum Visions now. I have 3 more Visions and 3 Steam Vents. Though the damage doesn't matter. I'll cast the Bluffs now. Because the fetch is a wash. I'm never going to fetch after Visions. Though if I put them both on the bottom, I could. So here I have the Ruins, which stops Memnite from discard. Counter spells don't really matter, so I can bottom that. And then another Possibility Storm. That seems pretty good. I'm going to keep that. And I'll pass it back. I do need another land, though. But with Cryptic Command as a draw, I'll probably get one. And really, without it, I'll probably get one. Given the 2 draw steps. So he has 2 Tron lands. No colored. Right now, I really wish I had a Remand. Maybe I should have bottomed that Storm and looked for that. I didn't know he had double Tron at that point, but he did keep Tron land, no map, go, so it's likely he has something. So he just played his Tron lands and tried to hit the 3rd. He didn't. He plays his island now. And he can't really do anything too bad. Oblivion Stone would probably be the best thing for him. I could actually tap it with Cryptic, though, to play around it. So now I'm in a slightly awkward spot. I have to play the Lighthouse here. I could play Sulphur Falls and ensure I combo next turn, but I think Cryptic's more important here. If he casts Thirst, I'm going to counter it and bounce a land. I'm going to counter that. Return one of his lands. To set him back. And I think maybe I return Island. Maybe he'll hit Tron and like tap out and lose. So counter target spell, return permanent. I'll return the island. You could, play Tron land, Signet, and laugh at me, but I mean, even Condescending for 1 stops my combo. I just want him to somehow not have blue. All right, I hit the Steam Vents. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to play it untapped and pass. In his upkeep, I can tap down his lands and then hopefully win. Gigadrouse. Replicated 3 times. And the extra copy will hit his island. To tap it twice. Which isn't relevant right here, but sometimes it is when they have a lot of blue and they'll use their blue to protect their other blue, and they'll end up with the blue untapped. So sometimes you double tap the blue and lock them down. And they could have things that like instantly untap their lands. But in that case, they can let all the Gigadrouses resolve and then cast it, so it doesn't matter there. So he has Island up. He could have like Swan Song. But other than that, I'm smooth sailing. So I'm going to slam it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Come on. Yes. Wee. Wow. Wow. All right, so I don't have much time. I'm just going to F6 and attack him. And all right, I'll go to the next game. So this looks good. Repeal's still awkward. Shatterstorm's not great. Condescend is still pretty bad, but there's situations where it's awesome, so it's better than the alternatives. And I'm gonna run with this. So he's reaching for a sideboard. He probably had all the Splinter Twin stuff. Alright, so here I have lands and spells. I have the Storm, Slight, Serum, and I even have the Gigadrouse to lock it up. So this is a good one. I even have the Is It Charm as a counterspell. So this one's nice. Strong start for him. I'm going to crack Misty for an island here. And I'll cast, I believe Serum Visions is best here. It will give me some control over the next few turns of draws. In this case, that Scalding Tarn's no good, but Tectonic Edge, that actually seems pretty nice. I'm going to keep the Edge. It's fine as a land, and of course it's hate against his strategy. And I think that that's worth having. Had I cast the Slight there, I would have taken a Scalding Tarn and bottomed the other one and then drawn the Tectonic Edge, so it was actually a net wash. So he plays Edge. I draw Edge. I'll just play Cascade Bluffs, give him a juicy target for Tectonic Edge, and I'll pass with Is It Charm up. And again, I'm looking to use Gigadrouse at the beginning of one of his turns to tap him down and then win with the Storm. It's really a nice 1-2 punch. And okay, here I'll just counter that Oblivion Stone. He probably only has ones. He does have Ruins to get it back, but it's one of his best cards against me. And this is a nice way for me to get rid of it and clear the way for the Possibility Storm I have. I have 3.5 minutes here, so I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit. But this should be plenty of time. Here, Sleight of Hand. And unfortunately, I hit more lands, so I'll take one. And I'll play Island up to give him the appearance of me having counterspells, when in fact I just have 4 lands. Unfortunately, no Teleria West either. So here I get to Tectonic Edge him. He's going to search up for a tower, play it, and I'll just Tech Edge it. So he doesn't get tower, he gets Power Plant. So he probably has that tower in hand, maybe not. It doesn't really matter. I'll Sleight of Hand. I'll take that negate. And I could leave up negate. It seems better to just Tech Edge him. And then pass it back. He won't be able to do anything too big this turn. And then I'll have negate next turn. Wow, and he plays another mine, which is awesome. And Solemn. So that's strong. But not too relevant. So I think the best play is the Scalding Tarn here, so I could potentially put it into play untapped. And Gigadrouse him. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to save Gigadrouse for when I have the combo ready. Because if I Gigadrouse and resolve Possibility Storm, I'm really not in a great spot. As we found out in Game 1. Looks like he might be Tech Edging that juicy target, which is obviously fine by me. because I'm flooded. So he does that. I'll act cute and float a land. So my ideal top deck here is Teleria West or Memnite. And I could use either of those after he casts Fabricate. So whatever he gets, I can counter with Negate. And that's a big tempo play. So I'm actually going to keep the Negate back. He could, of course, get a creature, but none of his creatures are really relevant. He gets Mindslaver, so that could be awkward if he gets Tron and Academy Ruins. But in the end, I think that keeping Negate back is awesome, especially if he goes to tap down for Mindslaver, and I could use it to tap him out and then win. It also makes it easier for me to Giga Drowse him if he's already tapped a lot of lands. Condescend. So clearly a weak one. But I might be able to use it and counter something and scry, which would be incredible here. That would make it a very good draw. He hits another mine, which is awesome. He's just doing it the hard way, and that means a lot of tapping out. I could make a really aggressive play of Giga Drowsing his lands and then condescending one of them for 0 and using it to scry. I'm going to wait because it looks like I'm in a good spot. So awesome. I hit Lighthouse. And that's the slam dunk here. With no fear of Tron, I'm not under as much pressure. Right now, the biggest pressure is actually the clock. I'm down to 2 minutes. So I'm going to pick it up and close out this game. I'm looking to Lighthouse here, Giga Drowse next turn, land the Storm and win. 2-minute drill. All right, he's tapping down. This is exactly what I wanted. He's repealing his signet. Condescend it. I could have also used Lighthouse and condescended for less and let him have it. Which is obviously not right, but with the clock it could be. All right, I hit Teleria West, so it's on now. Pass it back. Let him hit me. Let the turn play out. He hits Ruin, so now he's going to be looking to land that Mindslaver. Negate. I'm going to use Lighthouse. I'll pitch the Steam Vents. All right. I need to play quickly now. But I think I may have this. I could have used Teleria West last turn, which might have been better than leaving up mana. But what can I do now? All right, pass it back. I could have used Giga Drowse earlier to tap his Talisman. So here I could maybe use Giga Drowse to hit a counter spell. but it's probably not relevant. So he's going to play Worm Coil, probably. Hate being down to the wire like this. He hits Thirst, that's going to be fine. My only play here is the Giga Drowse in response to something and try to hit a counter spell. He hits Worm Coil. I'm going to go for it. Worm Coil is bad news for me. I hit Remand. So unfortunately that Worm Coil might kill me. He hits Spell Pierce, that's a blowout. So he hits me to 5. I get Emrakul. I can hit him to 5, but then he's going to kill me with his creatures. So that's unfortunate. It looks like my mistake was not using Teleria West on turn, well, whatever turn it was, the turn before Possibility Storm when I left up my mana for Giga Drowse. I should have used Teleria West and just pass with less mana up with Negate and Giga Drowse. So I'll play it out. Memnite. Cast Memnite. Cast Emrakul. And I'll attack him. And maybe I can hit Cryptic, so we'll play it out. Alright, so maybe I can pull this off. Really don't think so, but I could get really lucky. Alright, and his upkeep. I'll cast it as a charm. And I time out. Alright. Thanks for watching. Check back in for the next video.